Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has been suspended. We are staying with this story, not just today, but all through the weekend, bringing you analysis of the different angles to this matter. We're now linking up with Abuja, where our State House correspondent Femi Akonde is standing by. Femi, walk us through this announcement by the federal government.
Well, this is the first time in less than 2 weeks in charge as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. President Bola Tinubu wields the big stick with the suspension of Godwin Emefiele as CBN governor. A lot of people had expected that President Muhammadu Buhari, former President Muhammadu Buhari, would have taken this decision when the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, became the #1 public enemy with the redesign of the Naira policy. You know the impact that had on the economy. You know how a lot of small businesses crashed, how a lot of Nigerians suffered, the hardship they were made to go through because of the poor implementation of a CBN, of a monetary policy introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And a lot of people at that time had also accused the CBN governor of political witch hunting because of the way he carried out this policy and the timing of the implementation of this policy. You recall that members of President Tinubu's party and indeed former President Muhammadu Buhari's party, the All Progressives Congress, took the CBN governor and President Muhammadu Buhari to court, asking the court to instruct or direct the CBN to reverse to the old currency and accept it as legal tender. But you know, a lot of people were surprised with the way the CBN governor, now suspended, Godwin Emefiele, was defiant in all of this. Even when it was glaring that this policy had failed, he still stuck to his guns. He still went ahead with the implementation of this policy. Well, eventually, Nigeria conducted its general election at a time when there was cash crunch. It also impacted on the outcome of that election, including the way the electoral umpire INEC performed, because INEC also approached the CBN governor pleading to have access to cash because most of their ad hoc staff and some support staff would have to be paid by cash on election day. A lot of them are not do not have bank accounts, and the INEC chairman approached the CBN governor pleading to just be given some kind of arrangements or provisions that would ensure that the cash is made available to conduct the election. All of this has happened, and you know the CBN governor remained in charge. But for President Bola Tinubu now taking this big move, a lot of people will commend him for it because the cash crunch and the Naira redesign policy affected a lot of Nigerians. CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele was accused of being more interested in politics than the economy. Under his watch, the inflation rate went very high. The forex rate was fluctuating, and it became even unpredictable. And you know, in President Bola Tinubu's inaugural speech, he said that he is concerned about the economy and also to ensure that we have a single-digit exchange rate. And for the first time, President Bola Tinubu in his inaugural speech also said that under his administration, for now, the old currency and the new currency will remain legal tender. You recall that it took the Supreme Court to force the CBN governor to revert to the old currency and allow the two currencies, both the old and the new, run together. President Muhammadu Buhari, former President Muhammadu Buhari, did not give that pronouncement or that declaration until now, when President Tinubu came into the saddle and made all of that pronouncement. And you also recall that CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele was also being investigated by the Department of State Security for terrorism financing. They accused him of having links to a well-known terror financier in the country. At that time, when the DSS was investigating him, he went to court to secure an injunction restraining the Department of State Security from arresting him. And he got that order by the court, and that also prevented the DSS from carrying on with their investigation. Even at that time, there was also a clash between security agencies. When the DSS tried to arrest him, he was also able to get security from the armed forces who protected him all through that period. So it was really a very messy period, especially in handling the affairs of the CBN, and that greatly impacted on the economy and indeed his performance as governor of the central bank.
And then, Femi, we are hearing that the Department of State Services operatives have now arrested Mr. Godwin Emefiele.
Well, that's the breaking news we're hearing at this time. That cannot be confirmed yet, but we know that the DSS has stayed on that case. You know that even President Tinubu coming on board has said that security will be the utmost priority of his administration. We have seen him go to the National Counter-Terrorism Center. We have seen him meet with the service chiefs and all of that. So he's really interested in ensuring security of lives and property in the country. And you know, if any of the government officials are accused of financing terrorism or having links to financiers of terrorism, President Bola Tinubu will not take that lightly. We have seen him meet with the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, even his meeting with security chiefs. We believe that President Tinubu has been properly briefed before taking this decision to suspend the CBN governor, asking him to vacate office while investigation will begin. And well, we'll wait to see where it goes from there. If the CBN governor will be acquitted and then return to his position as governor of the central bank, or that is the end of the road for Godwin Emefiele as the CBN governor. Abasade.
It might just be a long road, but then, of course, Nigerians are waiting to hear all that happens with regard to this matter. But then, just after this news broke, have we heard anything from the streets of Abuja just yet about people's reaction to the suspension of Mr. Emefiele?
Well, it's night already, and you know, people have retired to their homes. But you know, online, on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere, that is what everyone is talking about: the sack of Godwin Emefiele. The hashtags trending with Emefiele, CBN, Tinubu, and all of that trending online. It's already gaining traction. A lot of people are having this conversation, talking about the sack of Emefiele. People are even giving President Tinubu thumbs up for this action. A lot of people are also saying that indeed he should be held accountable for all that happened during the Naira redesign policy. Some people have also said that, you know, he connived with some government officials and they badly advised former President Muhammadu Buhari to also endorse this Naira redesign policy. At that time, the currency became really scarce, and some people even called it currency confiscation, that it wasn't a redesign, it was a confiscation. The hardship that was inflicted on Nigerians at that time was really unbearable for so many Nigerians. And you know, this conversation will continue from now onto the weekend, up to next week. Even of Monday is public holiday, but we expect that from tomorrow that would also dominate the headlines in the tabloids that will be published. And this conversation will continue everywhere in all quarters. The suspension of the CBN governor. Abosede.
And perhaps, Femi, just before I let you go, may I ask if you have the new currency, like anywhere on you?
Well, I have a few pieces of the new currency on me, but you know what we have mostly in circulation now are the old Naira notes. They are fully back in circulation, and it appears as if after the redesign, after that first printing of the first batch of currency, no new notes were printed again. We also heard at that time that the Nigerian Security Minting and Printing do not really have to print a huge chunk of money that would need in circulation at a given time in Nigeria's economy. So there are a lot of issues to be considered, and it appears as if the CBN governor at that time did not consult widely before implementing this redesign policy. Abosede.
The investigations and reforms are what Nigerians look forward to. Thank you very much, State House correspondent Femi Akonde, for us there in Abuja. Thank you, Femi.